All right, guys, welcome back to another late show as we are getting back in the swing of things. Take after taking a little break and having the conference, taking a little break. Uh, Things developed, and but we're getting back in the swing of things with new equipment, new computer, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So new evidence that I am sitting on. Uh, um, got back from expedition, about to go out to another one here very soon. Been doing some solo stuff, of course. Just getting some last things going, checking. And got some amazing audio from a witness who actually recorded a Bigfoot actually causing a ruckus on their property. Surprisingly enough, in a very amazing area, very close to my heart, that it just makes me so just so ecstatic. But actually have a recording of a Bigfoot yelling, making a vocal at and breaking branches and smashing trees and stuff, and it really is spectacular. And you can even hear the witness who recorded it actually recorded on a cell phone in video format. Was pretty shocked and taken back, and yeah, it's pretty amazing and stuff. So got some pretty awesome stuff that's been going on and going to be going on and stuff now that we got a new computer and stuff. I can finally finish some stuff up on the back burner. um, I do have a bunch of audio and stuff that is not going to be released as soon as I wanted to, because I have to pretty much go through all of it again. All of that got lost, and I'm pretty sure none of it was on my drive. So, but that's okay. Hope everyone's doing good and stuff. Had a good weekend. I just I am doing really good actually right now. Just got done doing a nice little workout and stuff, getting the blood flowing, getting that blood flowing to the brain, and got some, of course, Bigfoot and more hoaxes to show you guys today. We got some pretty interesting videos of shenanigans, of course, and I don't think many of or some of these videos you guys have seen too much. Maybe some of you guys have. I don't really know, or haven't seen them be presented on the usual shows and stuff. So I'm sorry, I'm looking at one little thing before we really get started with the show. We might even put the link to come onto the show in the chat here in a little bit. Nope. Nada. Anyways. Alrighty. Anyways, we do have a bunch of videos to show you guys, so let's get started. We got some pretty interesting ones. So let's get started with this one. Now, this is supposedly a ghost dog captured on camera for you guys, and is being presented as such, and has a number of people convinced. So what's you guys' take? All right. So you guys can see the ghost dog as he frolics around with the other dog, and they even provide a red circle for you guys to greatly enhance your observation skills if you can't tell what's going on. And so that black dog is a ghost dog that is chasing the white dog. So, what's your guys' opinions on this? It seems like it's pretty clear as day. I mean, it's caught on camera, red circle. Clearly, it's a dog, and it's a ghost. It's a ghost dog, right? It's obviously a ghost dog because that's what is being presented as, and it's uh, got a red circle. I mean, obviously, it is literally just low resolution on the security camera that is capturing the dogs running around, going at a speed that the camera just cannot capture. The frame rate, the shutter speed itself is not set correctly on the camera, or it is not good enough to capture fast movement like that. That's why you have that kind of shaded delay or specter uh, delay, warped ghost form going on. I would have been more convinced if they said the white dog was the ghost because it looks a lot better. The black dog looks completely, I mean, it is literally just the frame rate, is the shutter speed, and the resolution, all low quality on this outdoor camera. While it's, also being shot outside when it's windy and stuff. You have a little bit of camera shake there and stuff. So, for whatever reason, people are picking that up and really convinced, which is bizarre. Um, it shows their low observation skills and knowledge of cameras and technology and how they work. It's pretty simple. If you watch videos and you watch stuff and you watch how things actually are done, you have better capability to analyze stuff. So let's play it one more time for you guys. I just can't believe that I actually came across this and it's actually being presented as paranormal evidence. The quality of evidence is so low that it's not even, there's no standards anymore. It's just, oh yeah, hey, it's a little bit of motion blur, ghost dog. Yeah. Yeah, yep. Right, so we're gonna play this next little video. And this one is actually pretty awesome. You see a bird is actually, well, it's actually using that stub as a tool to kind of break and rip apart this little lizard. And you can see that it's actually doing it quite well, and it's actually placing it back into position to more effectively tear it apart and rip it. And this is actually pretty intelligent evolution. This bird had learned it from somewhere and stuff. These birds. This is the first one I captured on camera, but that I've seen doing this. But anyways, they, even the birds can learn new tricks and stuff. And a bird, and especially a male, would be able to do this and provide a more adequate resource. It's definitely going to bolster its capabilities of getting a mate and stuff, and it being a new trick that provides even more resources and stuff. And the animal kingdom is evolution and stuff. It's pretty much how you see these slow little stages of evolution of these little tricks that they learning of tools and stuff. It just makes me wonder what Bigfoots have learned since watching the modern humans and watching and using tools and stuff, and some of the stuff that seems to go missing. And there's even reports of Bigfoots wearing clothes and stealing tools and stuff and returning such items months later. Even so, showing some use on these tools and such things. But I thought that was pretty neat to show you guys. because animals are fascinating and stuff, and birds, are very small-brained, right? Animals and stuff, but are pretty intelligent enough and can figure things out. And I always get surprised how intelligent animals can actually be, and what they can actually learn, and once they learn something, can adapt to start doing changing the ways to adapt to the new style that they've discovered, like eating a lizard and using tools like that, or cats learning how to navigate certain pathways, or dogs learning certain tricks, opening doors. Dogs, you see the dogs who can open a fridge door and get their owner a can of pop or a beer or something. So we're gonna get into the show a little bit of gorillas, of course. I love gorillas growing up. They were the closest things as we can comparably see to Sasquatches, but although they are extremely different than Sasquatches by a number of accounts. Just seeing the power and just massiveness of them, at least their upper bodies and stuff, is a pretty nice comparison and stuff. When you're out in the wilderness and you see something that's black and it's moving fast, and you're not really going to see much details and stuff unless you get a real good look. Let's play that again. Even when you look at them and they're moving around and stuff, that's why a lot of people say, you've seen a bear and you can't really tell if it was a bear or is a Bigfoot. It's just a black shape out there. So we're just watching a couple of gorillas actually get into it a little bit and chase each other and stuff. And you see all these other gorillas in the mix. And gorillas are very social animals and stuff. You see all these gorillas trying to like break up the fight, kind of stop the fight. Even latch on and are very social, and they don't want to actually cause damage and stuff like that. And I always wonder, what Sasquatches would do in a big group together and stuff. How do they solve conflicts and stuff? Do they go at it at each other like this, or do they actually operate like this? Because if I think that they went at each other and settled things like wild animals do like this, they would get spotted. We would be able to hear these commotions go on. These would be fights. These would be battles. They wouldn't be silent. Or are they? Or, how are these things settled? Are they talked out, or do they talk with their fists and stuff? Do they wrestle around and stuff? How is their social structure? And how do the other members, do they observe the creatures? Do they let them just fight it out, or do they try to latch on? Do they try to actually negate severe damages that can be done? Do the form a circle and like this, just try to back away and try to separate at least some of the group members that they don't want fighting each other? Obviously, some that it just makes me wonder and stuff. Feels, how does their hierarchy work? Is it similar to gorillas and chimps and other primates, or is it, even like humans and stuff? Humans used to be like this. We used to settle things with our fists. You had to be more physical and stuff. Now you can, talk your way out of a lot of things and talk your way into a lot of situations. But how does Sasquatch settle things when they have disputes? Or when it's time for the young males to replace the old males and stuff. Usually, what we see in the animal kingdom is fights like this that actually can get pretty brutal, to the point where the alpha leader has to give up its position, and it's a bloody mess. And in most species, it's life and death, and usually it means death for the older leaders that get casted out of the group. It just makes me wonder: do Sasquatches do that? Do they kick out their old leaders and stuff, or do they actually maybe take care of them? Do they appoint new leaders and stuff, and the old ones step down willingly instead of this conflict of battles that could hurt and actually disrupt the growth of the clan or the tribe or the family and stuff? You have these two, this old leader who's been in charge and has been successful and stuff in protecting the group, but he's getting old and stuff, and his physicality's not there. And you have a younger, stronger individual who is rising and is in his prime, and it's time for him to be leader. You have conflict that could certainly injure the old one, but certainly injure the young aspiring leader. And you could have a conflict where they both pretty much damage each other to the point where they both die, or the new younger leader is now disabled or handicapped and now can't really function as a leader, therefore jeopardizing the family unit. Would it be better for them if there's a willingly volunteer step down of roles and a willing new leader to be chosen? Is it like that? Because we don't see and hear many conflicts of Sasquatches fighting each other. Sasquatches during the heat, during rut, during the mating season, going head to head and actually fighting over females and stuff like that, as much as you would think. Now there's our stories and stuff of what people think. I think there's opinions and stuff, is the young males get kicked out like every other species. When the males usually get old enough, they get kicked out when they get rowdy and they got to go find their own females and stuff. But that would mean that they have to fight over their own females and fight to get into these positions and stuff where we should find more. And what happens to the injured Bigfoot? What happens to dead Bigfoot? Do they leave the dead bodies there? Do they actually do something with the bodies? If again, it raises a lot of questions of how they actually operate. How's their hierarchy? What's their what is the actual customs of the species? Is it actually more intelligent, actually communication, actually maybe more peaceful understanding, more like intelligent sentient instead of animalistic barbarian, even humanistic nature? As humans have only been modern and polite the last couple hundred years. Other than that, it's been bloody warfare and bloodshed for the most part. All right, so we're gonna jump over to a little other segment. I wasn't supposed to have the sound on this, but that's okay. As you can see, the viciousness of these baboons, why you don't mess with them. We're going to watch it again a little bit slow motion. As you can see, these baboons and stuff are not slow. They go right up and long and bite and scratch and pull and bite and rip apart. And you get 20 baboons in here, so, you're going to do different damage. So when people talk about Bigfoot travel with boots and stuff, and why you shouldn't touch one or hurt one, because what they're going to do is pretty much like this. You hurt your kids or something, that's what's going to happen. They're going to come out of the woods and just gang up on you and rip you apart. And it's pretty much a pretty good strategy that most primates have adopted. Certainly humans have done. How we've conquered the world. We ganged up and went to war. And you have a lot of fight and defend, and just hard, and they're not afraid. You can do a lot of damage. Numbers can do a lot of damage. You can see that is not not a good thing. Sorry if that was a little crazy on the ears and stuff. It wasn't supposed to have audio on that, but you can see how vicious and stuff primates can be, especially when things are going. It is said that Bigfoot have these very vicious mentalities when you hurt one of them, their own, or you attack them, or cross this line. I've crossed the line unknowingly and got yelled at, and the emotion of it was pretty intense for what I did and stuff. So if you really made a matter went after them, actually shot them, you should expect something like that to happen. And all the sounds, and because the primates and stuff, especially when you're fighting and stuff, we make animals make noises and stuff. When you're fighting and stuff, you're trying to scare and intimidate the other individual or whatever you're attacking. Psychological warfare. Instinctively, animals do that. Cats do that especially. They bluff and stuff. They do that. But if you shot a Sasquatch and it was in cold blood, I'm sure the forest would come alive with sounds that you never could imagine. All right, so let's get into the actual Bigfoot stuff, as we got some videos to show. So we got some pretty interesting ones. Let's start off with this one. All right, so here we have a Bigfoot that is pushing this tree right over, and it actually roars in this, and it is actually kind of cheesy and stuff. What do you guys think? You actually think that's a real deal? You guys think that is fake? If I did play the audio and stuff, I might get a little strike. But it does sound like a guy. He's like rah rah, and literally it is like that. I do have to give them props for this one. At least they actually did like break down a tree. So we'll actually compare this to another video we'll show in a little bit, but the whole, like, when you stick your hands up in the air like that, very humanistic. It's not. I don't know. I don't think a Sasquatch would do that. And then I wish I should have added the audio and stuff, because that kind of really like gives it away as being a person. It is just this ridiculous like yell. And that Bigfoot does step out. He does step out to make sure like he's on camera. Like, oh yeah, I better make sure I'm seen. And that's it. That's it. There's no before, there's no after. There's just that. There's just a clip of that. That's it. Like there's no like nice little journey of getting to this really cool spot, looking up on this cliff, hearing stuff, because obviously there's be something going on. Why would you just randomly be pointing at this spot up on this cliff, right? Oh, I hear something. Well, where's the before and where's the after? You just shut the camera off. So more of that, and it's just ridiculous. Like, you should be filming nonstop. Why would you just stop? Why would you stop right there? Oh, right, you're making a video for like YouTube Shorts and like Reels and like the TikTok and all that. Oh, right. So, well, then you only need like 30-second clip, right? That's all you need. It is pretty ridiculous. How's it going, Flat Rock? Conference went well. Everyone went away happy with smiling faces. So, yes, if you did actually attack a Bigfoot, get a good look at one and die with your boots on. I don't know. They might take you right out of your boots with one hit.
The arm waving is very cartoonish and stuff. And if you guys come across that clip, and it does have audio, it is very cheesy human attempt of trying to be a Bigfoot. And this the arm waving, it's almost like, here I am, see me, look at me. And he steps a little bit towards that gap in the trees to be on camera. Of course, there's no crazy reaction from the camera guy. He's not breathing heavy. He's, oh yeah, okay. Bigfoot just pushed out of that tree and waved his hands at me. Yeah, just another day. Really cool. Easy peasy, man. I mean, I know I would be breathing heavy, and I might be swearing and stuff because I have been in these situations, and you instinctively start going into fight or flight mode, and there's you can't control your body. You have, with practice and being in the situations, you can, by experiencing it enough to control it. But for the average Joe, and being in intense situations, I mean, no, you get freaked out. You have a reaction that is very instinctual, and you cannot uh, plan. You don't know, like, oh yeah, it's about to happen. It just starts happening. And, that's when people freeze up, and they don't. Oh yeah, I had a camera in my hand, but I couldn't flip it around and turn it on and get focused and start doing stuff because I'm stuck in the moment, the shock and awe. All right, so we have this next one, which we're going to show you guys. This is one that you may have seen before, and does have audio. It's appears to be some South American people speaking and stuff, and they see this what appears to be dog man. Looks canine, right? You see what appears to be like even glowing eyes, right. And people have made comments of like, oh my god, it's blinking, and you can see it's moving his jaw, and you can see it's eye shine and stuff. How could it be a mask? And it's right there. Yeah, I mean, it's right there, clear as night. It is right there. And I actually, this is a little an enhanced version I did, a little different filter that I put on there. But uh, what do you guys think? And there's a group of people. There's 4 or 5. What it sounds like. Yeah, it's just chilling there right in front of them, just chilling and stuff. So we'll take another look at this. So here's the original color and original footage and stuff. So as you guys can see, in what appears to be a canine face, canine head. See, like right there and stuff. The eyes was closed, or the eyes are shutting right there and stuff. In my opinion, it's just there's grass and stuff that is going in front of it, that's in front of the camera, that it makes it appears to be blinking and stuff. And they also say the jaw is moving, like you see, like there's white, which would be teeth, and then all of a sudden, there's no white right there and stuff. It is the light. The lights are going back and forth, creating shadows, and it's also moving down in between grasses and stuff. And if it is tilting its head slightly and stuff, it's changing the angles and light sources and shadows and the stuff that's in between it, all at the same time, thus creating shadows over the snout, over the presumed teeth. I actually just think it's there's actually, I can go to a Walmart right now and I should take a picture, and it looks pretty similar. The eyes most likely are just painted white. Even might have a little bit of like glow in the dark paint and stuff to make him pop out and stuff. But that's not. It does, from my experience stuff, that doesn't look like real, like true eye shine. Real true eye shine, like really glows and stuff in a night vision camera. and this isn't a night vision camera and stuff, but it doesn't glow enough in my opinion. Although the resolution on this is probably shot on a little cell phone camera, so it's not that good. But to me, it's not like it's just literally just standing there as a human, bending over, going back and forth. Like there's not really much to it, and again, there's no before, and there's certainly no after. Like, oh yeah, the video just cuts out right here after you reshoot about 20 seconds of film. In the middle of filming it, we just stopped the camera, and that's it. So, another cheap imitation hoax. And there are people who believe that this is real. And, you have to ask these questions. Okay, well, why did they stop filming the creature? And that's pretty basic, pretty common sense. Like, the number one, elephant in the room. Okay, that's probably leads it to be fake. Yeah, reflective tape, little reflective uh little reflectors for your driveway and stuff, little just, broken pieces of that and stuff. It's not too hard to make. And I do think these I wouldn't say third world countries, but second world countries and stuff that are having these phones and are having these TikToks and stuff are going to hoax us because we're really really wanting this stuff to be real, and these country rural people with cell phones can like really just easy peasy just make something up and shoot it on this little crappy cell phone in their country in the rural areas and make it seem like it's actually kind of real, because it's kind of like, well, the resolution isn't good enough. They're in this country. Do they actually have the resources to make an elaborate hoax and stuff? But I think that with the advent of these TikToks and them wanting to make money, and it might be lucrative and funny for them just I made this video and look at all these rich people and Western people that are fell for it, think it's real. I do think that is happening and will happen from countries like some Southeast Asian countries, South American countries, even African countries. Because it can create tourism and stuff. You create this myth and this legend, and it promotes people wanting to come here and this mystery. And you have these YouTube channels, and you have these little, a couple American dollars, a couple hundred American dollars could really do a lot for some of these people. So, all right. So we have this next one, which is a little bit better. Quality on what it is or not. I'll wait to give my opinion. So if you're having trouble, it is actually right there. It is that large spot sticking out right there, leaning out right in the middle of the screen. He's 10 feet from it, right there. You guys see it? All right. Well, you definitely see it here in a second. You see it? Oh, definitely now you see it. See? So let's watch it again. We'll watch it a few times. And what do you guys think? So really look at it and try to figure out, what's going on. You see the Bigfoot. You see the mass of the Bigfoot. And you see it's hiding behind a tree that is right there, very small. And see here, watch it disappears into the tree. See? It disappears into the tree. Right? Because it's sticking halfway out of the tree, and you can't see it. You can see past the tree on the left side. And that creature is big enough to be sticking out of the left side of that tree, right? These are pine trees. This is a very small pine tree. You can see it clearly sticking out of the right side, but there's nothing sticking on the left side of the tree. let's show this again. So what do you guys think on this? Now the video does actually have sound, and this guy is actually breathing really heavy. He's actually breathing heavy, like I would assume what would be happening if you're encountering stuff. So yeah, he gets right up there, right? It's right there, right? It's on video, it's clear as day, right? And you can see past the tree on the left side, right there, all day long. So what do you guys think? What is this? Is this actual Bigfoot? Is this a ghost? Is this a hoax? What do you guys think? Texas Jack says cardboard cutout being turned thin side to the camera. That's pretty interesting. That that is would be a pretty interesting practical effect. In my opinion, I think it is CGI. You see it right here. You'll see it actually a line go through the silhouette, a little shimmer right there. A little shimmer goes through the. You'll see the shimmer of the outline of the silhouette of the subject, right here, right there, shimmer. As he fades into the tree, there's a shimmer that goes all the way up him. He'll go like this, and the shimmer, kind of like that motion blur, as he fades into this tree, is pretty good sign of Photoshop, of CGI, of it like morphing into the tree, right? You're moving the image and stuff. I actually thought that was a really good idea and would be a very good practical effect. And actually would look a lot better than that, because you wouldn't have that clear photoshopped transition movement of that you get when you move Photoshop imagery, or you try to hide stuff, or you try to make it move through a different image, a background image, or you place it over some other image. So we'll watch that again, and you guys can see that shimmer at the very end. That really gives it away. And also that the creature is not, the creature is physically a lot bigger than the tree, and it's only sticking out of one side of the tree. You know, physically impossible unless it was actually. I mean, you can see on the left side of the tree, there's nothing there. There's no body, there's no legs, there's no nothing, there's no mass, there's nothing. So, and you, in reality, as we know it, that's impossible. So you see the shimmer on the right side of the subject, and the whole outline will shimmer as he like phases into the tree. And that is CGI, that is computer. Right now. Gosh, I could have slowed that down even more, I guess, but you can really tell that he just, and you see it very quickly fades away. This one was a lot better. It's a lot better hoax of actually people trying to make it legit than the other ones we've seen. The guy is actually breathing hard. The camera quality is a lot better, and the guy gets really close up to it, which kind of makes you kind of like, whoa, whoa, whoa! It's right there. It's not like, oh, it's off in the distance, which made it a little bit, could have made it easier to hide the shimmer effect if it was in the distance, but having it close like that too, and the guy's breathing heavy, and you see it. It's very easy to see and stuff. It does trick the mind into thinking, oh, maybe this is real and stuff, because the guy's right there. And then all the woo people are like, oh my god, it just phased into the tree. We're right. This is what they're doing. This is how they disappear. This is what happens. Until I see it happen for myself, I would disagree with that, because I've seen them crawling on the ground and stuff, and it's like, what, if they can just phase into trees, why would they be crawling on the ground to hide? Would they just phase into a tree, and then phase into that tree or something. Yeah, another Photoshop thing that you could just tell. All right, so let's look at the next one. The last one we actually have. But of course, so this one, you guys might have seen, maybe you guys haven't, is a little bit different. This subject is in the back, but watch what he does. So what's your opinion on this one? Now, I think there's another video of Bigfoot doing this kind of same thing. I don't think this is the same video of actually like grabbing a tree and yanking it. I think the other video is actually a lot better because it actually shows like the girth of the video of the Bigfoot. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is fake CGI? Do you think that's a real human out there, or do you think this is a Bigfoot? Let me know what you guys think. As I'm gonna give my opinion here. Just remember to watch the video carefully and try to really look at it and watch. Or maybe it's a bear or an escaped gorilla. Someone's pet gorilla out there that they told them to go do that. If someone did that, had a chimpanzee or something and, got him to go shake a tree and just filmed it from way back, it looks so much better than all these previous Bigfoot videos that we've seen, which were CGI and stuff. And it would look a lot more cool. So let's play it again. What do you guys think? And this one does, I think, have video. It does have audio. It's a older gentleman. He says they're out there or something. We have to go or something before the subject starts shaking this tree. So, in my opinion, I think that this is something real. Like this is not. I don't think that's CGI. That's added in. Although it would be a lot easier to add it in, and you see where all this blur, especially when he zooms in. But the way that it's behind everything and moving in transition, there's no like that motion blur that we did see right around the subject or anything that's moving or anything else around it, like we do see going up and down the lines of the silhouette. Now we do have all these like blur from the zoom on the sides. You can see it on the snow down towards the left. You can see it. But that isn't the subject and such like that. So, which is being caused by the zoom being zoomed in so much. So I actually do think this is a real legit flesh and blood creature doing this. Is it a human or is it a Bigfoot? Now that is more of the question, I guess. I can tell you from experience, from working on trees, that is that is almost impossible to do on a tree that is anything bigger than a sapling. A tree that big, you can see how tall it is and stuff. That's like 20 foot tall. There's no way that a human can shake a tree like that. There's just no way. You can't grab a tree and shake it that violently. Go ahead and try. Go out and go to some young pine trees and go try to shake them as hard as you can. Now you might find one or two that be able to do it, but I mean, it's a pine. If it's a pine tree, I don't know. I mean, trees are pretty stout and heavy, and especially working on trees trees you are surprisingly strong and sturdy and flexible. So I mean, there's not too many tree species. You gotta think about like soft woods, hardwoods. There are probably some softwoods that you could probably do it too. Maybe some pines, but I mean, once a tree gets like this, I mean, like this that big around, it's pretty hard to start shaking it, especially grabbing it like this. Like your arms are outstretched like this, and you're shaking it like this. You know, it's a little different. You're kind of up against it and shaking it and stuff, and especially how you grab it and stuff. Because the lower you grab it, the harder it is it's going to be able to shake the tree. If you grab it up higher and stuff, it's going to be a little bit easier to shake because it's stout. It's more firm towards the ground of the tree, the trunk. So let's watch the video one more time. It is pretty inconclusive. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's 100% it's a Bigfoot. I know it's 100% it's Bigfoot. I can't say that, but it's pretty interesting. There's some aspects that makes me want to lean towards it possibly being a Bigfoot, but I wasn't there. I don't know the full story. Maybe there's other evidence that have come out. People have shown this to be a hoax. I'm not sure yet. I do know from working on trees and lifting up trees and carrying and dragging trees, branches, not even whole trees, that they are heavy. If that has branches that are full, that is heavy. That's a lot of weight to be able to do. And there's just not that many tree species, and especially at certain sizes, you're not shaking them that easily. And there's another Bigfoot video that I'll have to grab, and we can compare these two. You can really show it shows the mass of the creature, and when it shakes the tree, it's unhuman. This is very very similar, but see how it violently shakes. I don't know. Hey, maybe I'm biased and I'm thinking of the other video a lot, and I'm seeing similarities just because it's a humanoid doing that. I'm a pretty strong guy, I like to think I'm a strong guy, and I know what I can and cannot do, and there's no way I could do that to a tree. Most tree species, there's just no way. Yeah, and again, this is it. There's no before video. There's no after video. Pretty much, the guy kind of sounds like he gets scared, and he says it's time to leave. And I assume that's what happens. But he doesn't film himself leaving the area. Like, you just keep the camera going and just walk away. Now, I know sometimes I film, and depending on what camera you have and stuff, I have a GoPro, a little bit older GoPro. That's GoPro 7. But it can, in certain situations, overheat, get a little too hot in summer and stuff, and you can't constantly run the thing. But at the same time, if you have an encounter, so that was it. That's all the Bigfoot and hoaxes. That one was most likely, uh, in my opinion, out of all the videos you've seen, the least hoaxed video we could have seen. All the other ones are pretty hoaxy, really hoaxy. That one was a little bit more legitimate, but again, maybe there's more evidence that has came out showing how that it's faked, how it could be CGI and stuff. Things are getting better. And hello, Cryptid Crystal. I don't recognize your name and stuff in here. So if you're new and stuff, good to see you. Maybe you that is awesome and stuff. Yep. Okay, so and I do have more stuff to show for next week that I'm going to get ready. There's a bunch of stuff that is coming out of this AI generated images that is being done by the same guy. It's definitely the same style and almost looks exactly the same, like most likely the same software that I have to get. But I'm having trouble finding this one picture I wanted, and I still can't find this other video. I think I have it. Oh, I deleted it off this. No, right here. There's a picture of this Bigfoot. It is a picture of that Bigfoot, of that face, and it is just a single picture, and I'm almost 100% positive it is this same suit or same setup. That single picture, it's of the face, clear as day, of the face. I am pretty sure it's that same costume. I just need to find it. I can't find it yet. I've been searching it forever, and once I find it, I'm either going to be 100% sure or maybe slightly less sure, but I'm pretty sure that's the same costume. I got to find that picture. And so obviously, yeah, you have this Bigfoot walking nonchalantly. He doesn't even look down at the guy. Just yeah, the guy doesn't turn film. So let's look at a different photo picture, but different stuff. So like this, people think this is a mask and this is fake and stuff, and uh, I was actually on that boat until I zoomed in and did the enhancement and looked at other people's stuff and what they did, and came to the conclusion like, oh my god, that mouth is moving. That's a masks typically don't start moving, especially back in the day. But it is my humble opinion that the that Bigfoot's mouth moves, and it actually does kiss the infant, and we will show that to you guys right here. And so this is a pretty enhanced version and stuff, but this is only to bring out the details of the lips and the open mouth right there, which you can see right here, and you can see the nose and the actual lips kiss, and that is not distortion. That is not a pixelization. I'm sorry, but pixelization does not form the nose and lips and the roundness of such things as the creature does hug and puts its mouth and face closer to the baby. Those combination of things, in my opinion, shows that this is not a mask. That is a live creature that's opening its mouth and actually kissing the infant right there. And I will show you guys, of course, the original one again right now. So this is what this is the same exact thing, except for this is showing it running away. It doesn't show the kissing the infant. It's just after, but you can see the mouth moving in this one still. right here. You see the mouth is moving, opening right there, big time opening at the end before she takes off. So you see the mouth is moving a little bit, and then it really opens up at the end as she turns and moves away. And you can see this is before, where again that mouth opens up. So this is a couple seconds before that other clip. So in this clip, mouth opens up, she kisses the baby, and then it goes into this. And then she's moving around a little bit, and then she opens the mouth and moves off. And this is right before that. She opens her mouth, or he opens her mouth, kisses, open mouth, hugs, kisses. You see the nose, you see the kiss. It actually scrunches up the face and stuff. And so this is stuff that we actually are trying to look for. You know, when you look for details and try to enhance stuff, you don't enhance stuff to make blurry images of stuff, but you actually try to find actual details and that legitimate details, like not, oh, this is just, fake stuff because you messed with it and blah blah blah. It's like there's a certain line that you can cross, that you warp and blur stuff and you can mash stuff together, but they can't. And usually when you do that stuff, you can't magically make stuff pop out of nowhere like that. So in my opinion, the Independence Day Bigfoot film, uh, even though it's cheesy at the beginning, and there's a lot of still unanswered questions. I will admit. This part of it where it picks it up and the mouth is moving, that seems pretty legitimate to me. It's pretty hard to fake. First of all, you can have a mask that opens up its mouth. That's pretty easy. We have masks that they open up, mouth opens up, closes, no problem. But nowhere in the world is there a mask that opens up its mouth like that and then it can form into a kiss like that. There is no mask in the world that can do that. Not any mask that is, you buy at Walmart or Amazon and stuff like that. Now, if you're talking like you're spending 10 hours in the makeup room and you're on a Hollywood set with makeup artists and professionals and stuff, you can do, pretty awesome stuff, but that's not what we have here. Especially since if you had 10 hours worth of makeup and all that to move the mouth, and you did all of that just to film a video that looked like that, where you don't even see the mouth moving, you don't see the details, why would you do that? So, yeah, I actually, it changed my whole outlook on this video when I seen this. And this is this is the stuff we need. Video, not pictures, video. So we see live action, live animation, live real stuff in motion, so that it can better determine what is actually going on. Because when you have pictures, it's just a still image. It's almost lifeless. You can, you know, a picture has 1,000 words to say about it, but a video, can have, 60 pictures a second. So how many thousands of words can you say about a 10-second clip and stuff like that? You start watching all these videos of Patty and stuff, and you have all these muscles and these shots and these movements, and you see all of these measurements and all this data that information that we can glean from video. You can't get that from a picture. A picture is lifeless. A picture is less this. It's kind of just eh. It's oh yeah, it looks good, but it's lifeless. There's nothing. And of course, we see how preposterous this thing is. And this was presented by uh, St- Stacy Brown and Stacy Brown Jr. I guess. I haven't heard any follow up, although I haven't admitted I haven't really tried to look for a follow up on this yet. I assumed when it popped up, it was gonna, flood my feed like it did last time when this popped up. But the story is, someone gave this photograph to Stacy Brown to present, and he presents it as someone gave me this trail cam photo. Supposed to have more information in the story and more photos, or something like that. To my knowledge, it hasn't happened yet. There's nothing going on. And he, Stacy knows better, and he seems like he presented it as very, very lackluster, very nonchalant, very like, yeah, oh yeah, I just got this, photograph. I'm supposed to get more story on it, but yeah, here it is. What do you guys think? And being a premium, right, Bigfoot person who's been on TV and won the show, right? He won the Bigfoot bounty, right? And the whole thing was collecting evidence and finding evidence and being able to present the evidence to the judges, right? So he should know how to present evidence to the public and make a post about it, but that's not what happened. And, to me, that lackluster excitement about a photograph that you would get, yeah, it kind of points into like, it's not. You're not excited about it, most likely because it's not real, or you might know about it, how it's fake, or there must be some reason why you're not like, yeah. Someone gave me a photo. Like me, I got this little audio clip, and I'm like super excited, but like, you know, in time, it will be presented and stuff, and hopefully a little bit better way than like, oh hey, yeah, I got this Bigfoot audio. What do you guys think? It just really doesn't lend to his credibility, as a researcher. And yeah, if researchers come across real evidence, they get pretty excited. You get pretty excited. You get pretty excited when you find stuff, or stuff gets handed to you, or you come across a new witness, or a new story, or you can see it. You can see it in researchers' eyes, and they get excited about this stuff. There's that passion and stuff, and when there's no passion and stuff there, I mean, it's almost like, what are you doing out there? Because where's your motivation? Where's your passion? You don't get excited about the stuff no more. I mean, it's not. To me, it doesn't seem like you're out there going to be doing anything, because you don't have the energy, you don't have the inspiration, the motivation, the passion to do this. You don't have that life force that people can see and feel. Like, when they think you're out in the woods, what are you really doing? And most researchers are doing nothing out there. They are literally doing nothing. Staying at camp, that's what they do. Get ate up by bugs, and gotta stay at camp. It's too hot, too many bugs. Whatever excuses they are. I'm not wearing the right clothes. I don't have enough equipment. It's raining a little bit. It's too dark. It's too cold. It's too whatever. And I say, okay, and okay, and we're getting ate up by a lot of bugs, and yes, it's cold out. So what? And Yes, it's hot out. Yep, it's going to be hot out tomorrow. It's going to be hot out all day. So, you know, if you looked on, your phone on the weather app, you knew it was going to be hot. You knew it was going to be hot all day, the whole weekend, the whole week, whatever. You should probably prepare for how hot it's going to be and not act surprised when, there's a lot of bugs or, ow, there's a lot of thorn bushes out here, you know. there's these itchy plants and I wear shorts and stuff. Like, well, yeah, you should expect that. But as we see fall coming into creeping into the country and stuff, we will see researchers going out more and stuff because there's less bugs. Of course, there's there's hunters out now, so I can't research excuse, so which is valid. The first week of gun season, very valid. Even the whole 2 weeks of gun season, it's only 2 weeks. But when people say, well, I can't go out, because of hunting season, well, hunting season is like half a year. It's like from September to April. I mean, there's going to be hunters hunting squirrel and rabbit, small game, and deer and coyotes. I mean, there's bows and crossbows and not just guns. So if you really limit yourself and use excuses, you're never going to get out. You're never going to try to do anything. You're always just going to be, oh, well, there's this. I can't do it because of rain, because of hunters, because, I mean, the first week of gun season, it's legitimate to give respect. And it's only 2 weeks in November and 2 weeks in January or something like that. So, but as it gets colder, then there's the excuse of, oh, well, it's too cold. I can't go out because it's too cold. And you will notice that there will not be a lot of people going out. And, all that. And you will see the people that, well, they put their boots up and they wait till after winter. When I love winter. I love winter research. I want to find tracks. I want to find a trackway. That's what I want to find and film it and show it to you guys. Follow it, actually follow the trackway. But actually present real trackways of other animals and compare it, because I see a lot of photographs of, rabbits, of coyotes, of deer just bounding. They can't walk through snow, they jump. And so it looks like a straight path, and people will say, oh my God, it's Bigfoot, it's Bigfoot, it's Bigfoot. And I really irk when I see that stuff, because it's like, you don't even get close to the track and look down into the track to even see what made it. And yet you're claiming that it's a Bigfoot because it's just a giant hole in the snow and going in a straight line. Like, as researchers and people who are presenting stuff, we need to get above and get to a standard of get to a better standard. No, Brent is over in Washington State, and I'm in Michigan. So it'd be awesome to research with Brent, actually, because he's gun ho, gets out there and go when you're actually on site trying to get evidence. And not just sitting at I mean, if you're disabled and you physically can't do stuff, and you physically will get hurt, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about physically capable people acting like they're researchers and researching, but all they do is just sit at camp. And if you're a couple pounds overweight, that's not an excuse to sit at camp. You need to get out and go do something. I just Yes, you can. Yes. Can you hunt and research at the same time, like multitasking? Well, of course you can. I mean, all you do is just take a gun. All you're doing is Bigfoot research is all you're doing is going out in the woods and observing stuff. I go out and observe nature, and maybe something abnormal happens. That's when the fun begins. I've actually hunted squirrel in my research area and shot squirrel and killed squirrel, and uh, I've had wood knocks happen when I've had the gun. Little 22. It's not nothing that looks crazy. But when I have the gun and I'm hunting, I'm hunting. I'm not Bigfooting. So like I'm focusing on hunting for squirrel or hunting for deer or rabbit or whatever I'm trying to get. I'm not focused on like looking for Bigfoot signs or actively trying to go into an area where I think Bigfoot's at that moment. I'm trying to go hunt. So but when I'm researching stuff, I do sometimes carry a gun, but it's on the shoulders and it's only for defensive purposes. And I don't have it fixed out stalking anything. I'm not stalking a Bigfoot. And Bigfoot research is actually a lot like hunting because you are analyzing the forest, you are using your observation skills, and if you actually stalk to hunt, if you stalk and just research, it's the same kind of premise. You're just walking through the woods quietly, observing stuff. Instead of with a gun, you're stalking with a camera and flip it up and start filming, right? Now, in reality, you're not really going to sneak up on a Bigfoot and stuff, but that whole feeling of when you're hunting and you're stalking and you're fully engaged and hunting, you want to be like that when you're Bigfoot racing. You want to kind of be fully engaged and when you're in a premium spot for sure. You don't want to be like step out of your car and fully engage and you're like you get 50 feet in and it took you like 2 hours. Come on. But you do want to be kind of engaged in that sort of focused like hunting and stalking. That same if people who have hunted and stuff, they know what I'm talking about. When you put that same kind of work ethic into research, and that's how you go through the woods and you start looking for stuff that's out of place. You kind of get that same kind of feelings of instincts of stuff. So that is very helpful, and I think that's why a lot of hunters don't believe in Bigfoot because they out there stalking, they're hunting, they're actually trying to observe things, and they've never experienced stuff. So to them, it's nonsense because they're out there actually hunting and actually in the woods observing the right way and doing the things that you would try to do to look for Bigfoot as a Bigfoot researcher. But what they don't realize is that Sasquatch has already known that they are coming there. Probably knows their habits. Most hunters have their favorite hunting spot or their tree stand. Good old reliable that it's never moved once since they've put it up. So where's that guy going to be hunting at this hunting season? Well, let's take a pick. It's only one of 3 spots, right? Most likely his deer stand or his shack or his blind or the one apple tree he likes to sit under. Hunters are pretty predictable, especially when they get into that routine. They have a food plot and stuff. Well, now he's just growing food for the deer to shoot at this spot every single year. So it's hunters are very just they overestimate themselves and their capabilities, and they're not realized it's almost like once they realize like Bigfoot's out there, it's like, oh my god, I remember this happening. I remember this happening. I can't believe that. That's it's almost it's like that's what they were. That's what it was. It was a Bigfoot. Then the regulation starts happening, and modern man has conquered the world, right? We know every single thing that's in the woods of North America, especially North America, right? I mean, it's almost laughable. Like you go in the woods of Michigan or most states, and it's like we've explored every nook and cranny. We've dug up everything. We've cut down all the trees and stuff. Like there's no undiscovered places. Like there's no way these creatures are living underneath our noses. But that's exactly what gives him the benefit. Gives Bigfoot this huge benefit. Is like most people think like it's so impossible. We're just not going to look. It's so impossible that Bigfoots are this close to us that we're not even going to care. We're not even going to look. We're going to scoff at it. We'll laugh. We'll even gonna turn our cheek at anything that we hear that might be remotely weird and strange, Bigfoot connected. No, no, no. That's just the wind. Go back to bed. I mean, and you that reinsert that cognitive dissonance of it was the wind, it was the dog, it was an animal, it was the deer, it was nothing. Everything's fine. And then nothing happens. And every life continues on and your kids grow up and you know you turn your blind eye to stuff that you think you know everything about. You get complacent about it and you don't realize that you don't know everything. There's stuff to learn, there's stuff to be discovered, there's a little magic left in the world. All right. All right. Mhm. I'm just going to show you guys another video that I really like.
Targets.
That one. That shows what I think is actual Bigfoot, and you can see the body movement of this creature. And when you watch videos of hoaxes of these really cheesy, obviously a guy in a costume or humans doing stuff, and you see how they move and the locomotion of humans, and then you start watching these way better supposed Bigfoot videos and the locomotion of these Sasquatches. A lot of the things are just completely different. The locomotion of their habits and what they do completely different. Humans and by part, especially I say non-athletic people and stuff. They and a lot of mannerisms and stuff and expressions that humans would do to show like body language and stuff is very common. Humans do a very common like that flailing of the arms type of thing. Very humanistic type of thing that you would see. Humans do a lot of mannerisms, how they walk and stuff. We have certain gaits and stuff, certain way we move our arms to do things, certain ways of how we crawl and stuff. Typically a grown person will, especially crawl on their knees and stuff. The more athletic you might actually just bear crawl while being on your hands and your feet still, and are able to crawl like that a little bit more efficiently, or like a monkey and stuff with your hands and feet, and not use your knees. But for most people, there's certain mannerisms and locomotions of movement of their bodies that they do that is very similar because we only have a certain range of motion and movement that we are used to and are capable of doing. But when you watch videos and of creatures grabbing stuff, of using power, of using locomotion, of running and crawling on the ground like that, you see a little bit of when it was crawling on the ground at the very end before it zooms away. How fast it crawls, if it's crawling on its knees, if it's crawling on its feet, and you see kind of the long legs that get pushed out. So right here, very fast, it's running and it switches to crawling. It's crawling right there. That transition from running to crawling on all fours like that. And it's very hard to see because it is behind a bush. But that smooth transition from running to instantly crawling is very hard to do as a person. Yeah, you go try it. If you're a fit person, go outside, go run, and then go try to crawl. Instantly go try to crawl without stopping. Yeah, not so easy stuff, you know. But can you run like that, kick your legs way out like that, and instantly, not even stopping really, still moving, instantly going down to crawl. And crawling on all fours and using your legs and stuff like that. That type of locomotion, body movement is not, to me, doesn't jump out as human. You know, a very athletic person who, you know, if they're planning to do the hoax and stuff, you know, could pull it off, yeah. But the mindset of a person just randomly doing it and not really going through the stages of what they're actually going to do and not practicing it isn't really going to have this smooth transition of movement, isn't going to have these locomotion that we see in some of these videos. Certainly not what I seen in Florida when I filmed crawling on all fours, very low like a cat would. And seeing a humanoid turn its head and look at me and do that sort of thing, there's not really many humans that are physically able to do that low. I know I couldn't do it. I struggled to do it very fluidly and as fast as that creature did. So that's what I try to look for in videos and stuff is locomotion that could be related to humans or something a bit even odd, you know. Yeah, and the terrain also plays a part in it. You can see the snowy terrain uh, and how it transitions very fluidly, of course. And so, if you guys never seen that video, I do have a full version up on my channel where I go through and basically there's this video has been on the internet for a while, but there is some for most people who see this video, they actually don't see the ending, which is the Bigfoot crawling and actually sitting there watching the people. Most of the videos like stop right after the Bigfoot runs into the bush. It stops for some reason. But the full version is the Bigfoot crawls and you can see and stops and it sits on the hill. The beginning of the video, they're actually shooting guns. It's a family shooting 22s, and you hear the sound of the caliber, and then the dad brings out a bigger gun, and the mom is hyping the young boy up. Oh yeah, getting ready for the bigger gun and stuff, and getting hyped up, and boom, a lot louder sound scares the Bigfoot to run because a little 22 doesn't sound too powerful, but a 12 gauge, boom, sounds a lot more powerful. Scared that Bigfoot enough to actually run across, get down on all fours, hunker down, and watch the family more. So it right here, boom, takes off running. And the dad, and they're all like, yeah, all right, man, that was awesome. And, congrats. And the family is fully engaged. I zoomed in, cropped over so you can see the Bigfoot, obviously, but the family is fully engaged in shooting the target, fully engaged in celebrating this young boy's, becoming a man, almost like shooting a big gun, shooting guns and stuff, like it's an accomplishment. He's finally taken a step and shot a bigger caliber gun. It knocked him in the shoulder a little harder. It rang his ear just a little louder, that, he felt it and stuff, a little bit more powerful gun in this arms of the kid, and they're all happy, ecstatic about it. The mom's happy, it's a fun family celebration. They are 100% not concentrating on that Bigfoot. They never see it. They don't care about it. They're not trying to film it. And it is, in my opinion, one of the best pieces of film that is widely under discussed, under observed, and one of these that is just left out there hanging. That it's like, most people don't know about it. Most people don't know about the longer extended version of the thing actually crawling and sitting there on watching them continue to shoot. It's almost like, he was watching it to shoot the 22s off, no problem. He got another gun off, and he was expecting the same thing, but it was a lot louder, and it actually shook that individual to run. And you see he runs a little bit, and maybe, in my opinion, he quickly is like, oh wait, I might get seen and stuff. I need to hunker down, and you can see it. He hunkers down and he watches up on that perch and watches the family. If he was standing still, you almost couldn't see him. But right there, boom, he's perched up right there, and he's just watching them. And you see how his elbow is, when he's perched up out, that elbow is really extended out to where you can see it. That's that another characteristic of a human. Most humans would kind of tuck their elbows closer to their bodies. You see when he's perched up on there. Right when it pans over to him one last time, you'll see how his elbow is kicked over a little bit. A minute. And his arm's way out to the side, and you see almost like a little bend. How if his elbow is bending on the outside like that, and it's way out that way, generally, it's a very uncomfortable position. To way out. You have your arms way out here like this. It's a lot comfortable to be holding yourself kind of like this. If you're like, a kneeling position, or a Japanese sitting style of sitting, how they sit on their feet and stuff, and your elbows are tucked closer when you're on the ground bending over. Yes, there is a helicopter that is flying in the video. It's flying above and around the family in the area and stuff, but it's not chasing the Bigfoot. There's some comments and stuff saying that, but it's just speculation, of course. I think I mentioned that in my original video, which I basically show you the original clip and slow it down and show you just put stuff on there to read of explaining the story and all that. In a lot of videos, they have it played in like not reverse, but like they have it played where he shoots the second gun off first, and then he shoots the first gun off, and then they show like the Bigfoot running and stuff. There's a couple videos where they kind of cut it up and they put it in different spots. So that's why when you guys, actually, I think Nikki showed it on one of her shows. She showed a version where it didn't show it crawling and perched up on the hill, which really is a vital piece of evidence when you're looking at this, because it's almost like the cherry on top, which lets you kind of figure it out. Like this isn't really human, I mean, for people doing a hoax, most people, it seems like they don't really put a lot of time, effort, and thought into planning everything like a way you would shoot a movie and stuff. You want all these details planned out and everything executed, and you shoot 50 takes instead of one. The one take that they post onto the internet, like a legit real hoax, you shoot it 50 times to try to spot every little detail to fix, to make sure it was pristine, crisp, so people couldn't figure it out. Not what we see and what we get, which is very good, because we don't want professional hoaxers. We want these amateur noobs who are, you keep making these little videos which are easy to spot, easy for us to point out. We don't want professional hoaxers who are just, we're making her scratch her heads like, yeah, I have no idea. I can't say like that. That's going to be bad. All right, people want to get a hold of me, you can contact me. There's my Gmail, which is pretty easy to remember. Contact me there. You contact me on Facebook through the Lost Cryptids Conservatory Facebook group, Facebook page. Of course, you can find me on that group, posting around and as the admin and all that. Real easy to find. You can contact me on Facebook and on Gmail with any questions, comments, concerns, encounters, evidence, and stuff. You can share here. I'm always taking reports, especially from Michigan. So, I knew said I was going to put the link in the show, but we will do that the next show. I will put it in actually early as the show begins so people can actually come on. Only certain people, though, because I won't allow everyone to be on. There are certain individuals who I absolutely 100% will not allow on this program. So they should know who they are, and if they don't, they'll find out when they try to get on, won't they? They'll be sitting in the little background area that we have here for StreamYard for eternity. But yes, I'm pretty excited about the fall season. I'm always excited about the fall season because it's hunting season and the bugs are finally away. And because it is annoying, I admit, when you're getting ate up by 1,000 mosquitoes, it gets to a point where you're like, you get kind of pissy. I mean, I kind of get a little pissy when I'm by myself. When I'm in a group, it doesn't matter because I typically don't get ate up by mosquitoes as much when I'm in a group. They attack other people. But when I'm by myself, I don't have that luxury. And man, it gets to a point where you get a little pissy. You get a little pissy at these little bugs. And there's not much you can do. And the bug spray in Michigan, and there's certain spots, and when you're in a swamp, the bug spray don't work. Okay. The bug spray is like icing on the cake for them. A little flavoring. They don't give a crap. And it is ridiculous at some points, and I've come out of the woods just peppered with like bug bites, and I always think, well, I must be getting stronger and better because I have to be building some type of immunity up to these damn things. At least I hope. But of course, that's not true. But and that's when I'm in those moments. I'm in these oh shit, this sucks moment. Like this really fucking sucks. I know that when I'm in that moment and I'm struggling and I push through that, I know that there's countless other people that are not going to be pushing through the stuff. They're going to quit. This is where people are quitting. If I'm feeling it and I feel those negative thoughts, go back to the nice warm, bed, the nice bug-free car, go back to, your house where you can relax and stuff. When I start feeling those thoughts, and they start creeping in and stuff, I'm like, I need to start pushing harder, pushing through it. And that's the point where I know most of these people are quitting. Most of the Bigfoot researchers, okay, it's time for them to pack in. They call it quits. That's when I go gun ho and go blaze it even harder. Because I know most people aren't going to be doing that. And I'm not going to be letting no little tiny ass mosquito take me out of the woods like that. No. So, I just try to be serious about this. I want to be more serious about this. Try to be as serious as I possibly can. And I think a lot of people need to take it way more seriously than what they. And I've heard the excuse too. Well, you're taking it too seriously. Well, okay, cool. And you're not taking it seriously enough because I'm not going to wait 50 more years. I'm not waiting 50 more years for nothing to happen. Like I don't have that time. I don't want to do it. I will make something happen. I know other people will make something happen because we are out there doing the work. And there are a lot of people that talk, a lot of people that just do this, and they're really good at this. They can convince you to do a whole crap load of stuff. Convince you to, do a lot, throw money, make stuff happen, jump out of your seat. But that's all this is. This is this. This is nothing else but this. That's good and good to plan and to think and to strategize and to really go into depth into what you want to do. But until you go out there and you take your first step out in the woods to actually implement and do everything that you talk about, and it's just nothing. It's just talk. And so if you want to do something, get out in the woods and start doing it. Don't talk about it. Don't think about it. Go out and do it. And I'm really take my hat off to those who are actually doing that, stepping up and doing that, instead of sitting behind a computer and always talking or calling people and strategizing and planning and doing this and networking and doing this and doing that. You're spending hours on the phone and hours doing this and hours planning, but you're doing nothing in the woods. So we need more people in the woods. We need more time and passion and commitment. Real commitment, not half-ass bullshit, not quitters. We need real stuff, real commitment, real warriors in this fight that are actually going to go out there and get the job done when they don't want to, when they want to go back home, they want to, get rest, they, whatever, they're hungry, they're tired, they're cold, they're hot. Doesn't matter. We need the people to stick it out and go out there and still keep trying to look and film. And these are the people, we are the people who will get the lucky breaks, who will get the advantage of something happening because we are putting ourselves in the spot where no other people want to really be when whatever kind of weather it is, when no other people are out there. It's too cold, it's raining, it's too hot, there's too many bugs. Exactly the right time for you to be out there because there's no one else out there. There's no one else doing it. If it's raining and there's no one else out there, what do you think the Bigfoot are doing? They're sheltering in place and they're not out there too? You don't think they're going to take advantage? They're not taking advantage of every single day that people are not in the woods. You have a recreational area. There's gets a lot of people going through there each week, dozens of people each week, and you don't think that on a rain day when there's no one there that they're not going to be all through that area? If they're going to be hunkered down still? No. They're going to be in the nasty places, and the hard to reach places, the bug infested places, and the hot, swampy water where you can't reach, where you don't want to because you get a little wet. Oh, my shoes are soaked. Okay. Oh, well, now your shoes are soaked and your pants are soaked. So now you just go in the water, right? Because you're already wet, right? So now you just keep walking. Keep going through the swamp now, right? How much more wet can your shoes get if they're already wet? And so people make excuses and, I'll get blisters and stuff. Okay, well, you're only Bigfooting. What? When's the next time you're going to go out Bigfooting? Oh, you got little blisters on your feet for work next week. You can't handle that? All right, I am getting enough because it is approaching the 2-hour mark and kind of starting to get to that little ranty stage of just carrying on and stuff. So I kind of want to cut it down right here. I appreciate everyone who showed up, everyone who's going to take the time to watch this. We are going to try to be more consistent. I don't want to promise anything I can't deliver, so I don't want to promise you every single Saturday. but I'm going to try to do every other week at least, and try to get back in the swing of things. I might start doing maybe Friday show too, depending on if that day is better that week. Honestly, for the most part, I don't like to plan shows too far ahead because something comes up, then it's a lot easier for me to just, oh yeah, I can just pop it on the day of or the day before, and have it ready to go, and people can watch it afterwards. It doesn't matter. When I start planning stuff a week in advance or a month in advance, like, well, you don't really know what's going to happen the day of, the couple of days of. You might have some issues, might get busy, might get caught up, might not get back in time. So, I might want to spend Saturday night in the woods instead of just Friday night. Which is kind of actually what happened, kind of almost happened today, is what I wanted to go in the woods today, but I wanted to do the show today. So I chose to get things ready, organized, which I had to do on my computer anyways, a little bit more. Get this show going. Working on some video and stuff. I got my little USB hub, and to download stuff off the SD cards a lot faster than putting it through the computer. You get these little hubs, these little 2.0s or 3.0s, and they work very fast for download speeds on different computers, or on from the SD card to the computer, or hard drives and stuff, which is good to have. Yeah. All right. So I think that's it. I'm gonna shut this off now. I appreciate everyone who's came out, like I said, and we will try to do this more often. I got a lot of good things coming out. Just give it a little time. I have to get everything off of these hard drives organized, and we will get some audio evidence presented back to you guys. I think I have some on my audio recorder that is copied on my recorder left. I hope, because if not, then it happens. There's nothing I can do. So, but I have to look at my hard drives and stuff. So there's some interesting stuff that I'm about to drop to you guys. And of course, the new unreleased, unheard audio of a real Bigfoot encounter happening with a non-Bigfoot person, non-researcher. This is just a random person. And the only reason why I got it is because I was wearing my, Bigfoot shirt and kind of ran into a person and started talking about Bigfoot. And came flooding out of the person's memory of, wait a minute, I have a video of something, do you think it's a Bigfoot? And it's like, dominoes fall into place, and well, end up with an incredible piece of audio evidence that honestly, hopefully, will get the attention that it needs. Other videos that we've shown do need it too. Hopefully it gets attention that it needs, so it can get analyzed and actually get heard, and maybe can find out the truth, and maybe get a stamp of approval with some of these more not like really we would need it from these more Bigfoot famous people, I guess. But it'd be nice to have a recognized audio specialist take a look and give his opinion, and whether it was good or bad. That kind of nugget of opinion and stuff does kind of hold some weight when people actually have a career in acoustics. So I'm holding on that. I have that, and working on a good way to present that to you guys. yes, I'm excited, and hopefully, I hope you guys are excited for it too, because it's pretty impressive. It's legit. It's not the Sierra sounds or anything, but it definitely ain't no deer. So, and this is this is a place where where my journey began, and I have to say that it kind of collaborates everything that I experienced when I was over there, and it kind of reminds me and makes me happy a little bit that there's still sightings in the area. There's still viable um, individuals out there that and it kind of makes me wonder: is that same individual that I encountered years and years and years and years ago? I don't know. I'm excited about it. So, if you can't tell. All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it all. Until next time, everyone, God bless and be safe out there.